or I am somehow making a statement or utilizing this podcast, this episode to make some toxic male dominating conversation. No, it's none of that. The topic came from a lady, a woman, our actual producer, Miss Donna J. The question came up was, can women have it all? Can women have it all? Now, what all is in detail, I'm going to let Donna define once we get the show started. But the question becomes is what does all mean to you? Donna has a picture. And somebody needs to mute. Mute yourself, Donna. In Clubhouse. Okay. All right. Y'all check check Ecamm. Get some feedback in Ecamm. But again, question becomes is what does all mean? What does all mean? That's a good legitimate question. What does all mean to you? And I want to see what y'all have to say about that, because I think today there's this interesting paradigm that we're in where relationships are changing. Families have changed. Men are different. Women are different. The job market is different. The way people approach their careers are different. What people even consider to be a happy, successful life is different. Like I was significantly surprised and taken aback by some of the changes that have now of what is now considered successful and happy. So I want to know what does all look like for you, and can women have it all? Can women have it all? That's going to be the conversation today. And we about to get this thing started, y'all. The all new Akintunde Show, we off and running. The crew is in the building. Let me see who's in the house tonight. This morning. Kimberly Morgan is in the house. Kimberly Morgan cracked on my picture on Facebook. I'm going to actually put it up on the screen in just a little bit. Mocha, what's up, Mocha? How you doing, sis? Mocha blessed us last week. Make sure you go and listen to the show from last week and hear the information that Mocha gave us when we talked about what are we eating. Leon is in the house. Security, the Ox Show security is in the building. What's up, Leon? Tonisha's in the building. What's up, Tonisha? Carol is in the house. How you doing, Carol? What's going on, sis? Richard, good morning. ATM HBK, good morning. Max, good morning. What's up, Leslie Ashley? Good morning, sis. How you doing? Kashana, good morning. Raquel, good morning. Jonathan, good morning. Okay, Jonathan got the crazy profile picture. Hilarious. Lashana, what's up, sis? How you doing, Lashana?
30 hertz straight up.
Mignon, good morning. Adrian, good morning. Sanchia, good morning. Shantae, good morning. Alexandra, good morning. Dom, good morning. Beverly, good morning. Minister David Kings, good morning. Katrina, good morning. What's up, sis? How you doing? Deepan, good morning. Nadra, good morning. Jessica, good morning. Wisdom, good morning. Ron, good morning. Mabulu, Mbalu, good morning. Marquita, good morning. Fitsum, good morning. Gabanga, good morning. What's up, Gabanga? Nana, good morning. Timmy, good morning. Or Timmy, I think that's it. Michael, good morning. Jacqueline, good morning. Listen, family, go ahead and share the room as we get this conversation going. Go ahead and let everybody know we got this topic that I think is it's gonna be a blessing to you. It's gonna spark some thought, spark some debate. Donna got some good information too. I'm telling you, she got some good information, y'all. Listen, we about to get this show started. Thank y'all so much for coming in and hanging out with us. Do me a favor, y'all. Call your mama, call your daddy, call your auntie, call your cousin, call your uncle, call your brother, call your friend, call your classmate, call your coworker, call the dude you hang out with at the gym, call the dude that you play spades with, call your homeboy that you play video games with, your basketball partner. Call them all and let them know that the Akintunde Show is about to start. Let's go, family.
Another track layer production, but no joke entertainment. Let's go.
Akintunde is gonna make you laugh real loud. So come on, scream it out. Akintunde is gonna make you laugh real loud. Akintunde.
Daily I shall.
It's the Akintunde Show.
Say what? Say what?
You heard what I said.
That's right, y'all.
The Akintunde Show.
Spell it.
A-K-I-N Tunde.
Stop walking in front of the prophet.
Oh, yeah. All right, y'all. Happy Tuesday, everybody. This is the Akintunde Show. And we're broadcasting live on the Kingdom Business Network in Clubhouse. We're live on the Comedian Akintunde page on Facebook. We're live on Ak Laughs on Twitter. We're on the Akintunde Show on YouTube. Got a lot of stuff. We're a lot of places and a lot of show titles and not show titles, but platform titles. But definitely, we need y'all to make sure that y'all let everybody know that we're in a lot of places and we're continuously expanding. When I tell you we're going to be somewhere everywhere, I mean somewhere everywhere. In a couple of weeks, we'll be in over 200 million households, so look out for that. All right, y'all, the Akintunde Show is brought to you by P&B Promotionals. Looking for promotional products and apparel? Look no further than P&B Promotionals. Place your brand and logo on just about anything with P&B Promotionals. Over 800,000 products. Hats, mugs, backpacks, bottles, cups, drinking glasses, lip balm, chewing gum, candy, and of course, t-shirts. P&B Promotionals is a nationally certified advertising institution. Log on to pbpromotionals.com and start your order now. pbpromotionals.com. Imprinting the best for less. P&B Promotionals. Let's get this show started, family. This is the Akintunde Show. Of course, she joins me. She is the producer every single day, and she brings some wonderful female energy, wisdom, and she's a great sister. My sister, Donna J., and he is the co-host of the Akintunde Show. He is the pastor of My Church, Lynchburg, and the all-new My Church channel on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. And he is pastor and comedian and the wife of Terry Earls. Y'all welcome to the show, Jason Earls, Pastor Lewis Tucker, and Donna J. What's up, family? How y'all doing?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. There we go.
You go.
There we go.
I'm awesome. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning.
What's up, Pastor Tucker? How you doing, Donna? How you doing? I see Jason in the building. What's up, Jason? J. Earls.
I would like to say that I am the husband of Terry Earls, not the wife of Terry Earls.
I did. I said that, didn't I?
The wife.
I did. I said that, didn't I? I did say that. Oh man!
Like, what kind of party we got going on?
My
here?
bad. My bad. I know you was working out some Bruce Jenner vibes.
I don't know why you keep trying to do that to you, Jason.
Total accident.
It is not that type of party.
Listen, look, if anybody knows, it's my wife. She sure enough knows.
Oh my God, what's going on, y'all? Y'all good?
Yes, sir, man. It's good to be back. It's good to be back in the house. Me and Jason had to tag out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying. Yeah, Ecam is acting a fool this morning for me.
Is it really? Oh wow.
Wow.
That's the thing about technology. When technology works, it works, and when it's not, it don't work, and it's bad.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Let me see who's already in the building. Leslie Ashley, I can't hear Jason. Can you hear him now? Let me know if you can hear him now, Leslie Ashley. Thank you.
Can you hear me now, Leslie Ashley?
Yeah, we should. I hope now.
Old school Verizon commercial. Can you hear me now?
Look at Leon Campbell talking about passing off that purse mentality. No, No, that was an accident.
He ain't passing over here.
Jason has a backpack. Ock is the one with the purse. Let's get it right. Let's get it right.
In case they didn't hear, Jason said he is not the wife of Terry Earl.
Yeah. You want to be clear.
We want to make sure everybody can hear that.
Ock carries the purse, and Ock likes White Diamond.
I'm not. I like White Diamond on my wife. To be clear, matter of fact, I love it on my wife. You know what? And again, I know not to go on the White Diamond road or the backpack road, but I just love. I don't know what it is. It's something about. I think it's the combination of White Diamond and Eunice's natural scent that blows my mind. So I'm not apologizing for White Diamond. Somebody said the other day that's a old person's old people perfume. It's not. It's not. I rebuke that.
Well, we still say Og needs some therapy for the time he got kidnapped, by the old woman. He got trapped in the house with the old lady. But we're not gonna go back down that road. Y'all have to go back and listen to old episodes to figure out that story.
Hold on. But speaking of old episodes, we got to get into this topic today because I know this is gonna bless a lot of people. Again, the topic today is can women have it all? And this is a question that Donna sent me over a list of show topics several weeks ago now, a few weeks ago, I should say. And I was like, I really want to have that conversation. And I was glad that we were able to have it today because I think it's timely with all the things going on. So that's the official topic of the day. I had to talk about this passing point. And Jason Jalil said, turn your mic up some, bump it up just a little bit. But I have to touch on this passing point. So I posted yesterday or late last night before I went to bed on Facebook. I changed my profile pic on Facebook, right? On my personal page, not my Akintunde Show page, right? And a comedian Akintunde page, right? So I put up an old picture, just for craps and giggles. Okay, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Just to have some fun.
We got plenty of giggles. Let
me go to some of these giggles. Since Kimberly Hope, who is a regular Ox Show family member and a good friend of mine, and who I love and love her family. Kimberly was cracking them. Let me go to the go to the page here. Let me pull it up. Let me get to it. I gotta find it. I had it and I just lost it.
I can tell you the comment by heart because, like I said, it blessed my heart so much last night.
Look how friends and family do you. Look at.
I'm just telling you, it blessed my life. It blessed my life.
He said, blessed his life. That is a shameful God. 13 comments in just a few minutes. She said, Kimberly said, it's a nice picture, but I'm getting David Ruffin vibes, LOL. I am Akintunde, and these are the Warnocks. I was like, that is hilarious.
Oh my God,
that is funny. Oh,
I'm trying to tell you now. I was weak.
Oh my God.
I was weak.
That's what friends do for you. That's what friends do for you.
Hey, that's right.
That's Deion Warwick said. That's what friends are for.
Yes.
Let me read some more of these comments on here. Pastor Tuck, of course, is rolling on the floor. My brother-in-law Rudolph Mitchell talking, man, I thought you was Eddie Griffin, LOL, and put an old picture of Eddie Griffin up. Tony Tone had a ball. My brother comedian Tony Tone said, looking like a model for Chess King, Oak Tree, and Duke Box. Now that is
wow.
He went all the way back.
He hurt you.
Oh my God.
Yes. He went to Chess King on you, bro.
You got to be at least 38 to even know what Chess King is, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think you might have to be older than that.
Yeah. At least he ain't hit you with Cavalier.
Yeah, Cavalier.
Oh my gosh. You're going too far back.
Tamara Robinson to my man, your friends are ruthless. Yes, they are. Yes, they are, Tamara. Andrea Richardson is cracking up, and April Kelly to my king of honor. Y'all are ridiculous. Shout out to the Facebook family. Thank y'all so much. Let me see who's on Facebook page.
And at Cooper, Rudy Mitchell.
All of them in the house.
Yep.
Let me see here.
Facebook.
Yeah. Facebook is in the house. All right. What's going on?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, somebody.
I hear Jason Earl.
Jason Earl.
Yeah.
Knocking on the door. I hear Jason knocking at the door.
Hilarious. All right. Y'all see, we still have some little technical glitches from time to time. It's all good.
Before we get too deep, I
Yes,
do
sir.
have some questions. I do have some questions for you.
Sure.
Because for the past week, I was on vacation, and I was in your lovely state of South Carolina.
Okay.
And since you and Donna are South Carolina representatives, I have some questions, and you might be most appropriate to answer because you're a native of Georgia,
okay,
but you are in the state of South Carolina. So these are some questions that I had while I was riding down the road because I spent some significant time on the highways of South Carolina this past week.
Okay.
So, and I actually took notes. I had my secretary take some notes because I said I have to ask these questions because they have been burning in my spirit for a while.
He said he took
What is
notes.
it with South Carolina and these boiled peanuts?
What you mean? What is it?
Because riding down the road in South Carolina, I don't see nothing on the billboards but boiled peanuts and fireworks.
Man, they come in many flavors and they are delicious. And I'm from New York. So
they don't talk about nothing else but boiled peanuts and fireworks. like that's it.
Well, for South Carolina, first of all, boiled peanuts is a South Carolina delicacy, a Georgia delicacy. I don't see them everywhere, but certain states, Georgia, South Carolina. I'm trying to think where else I see a lot of boiled peanuts at live events on the side of the road. But we definitely love our boiled peanuts down here in South Carolina.
And Gene Singleton Stewart said boiled peanuts are disgusting.
Oh, Gene, Sister Gene,
no,
see,
can't hear you, Jason.
Jason Earl, you are muted, sir. You gotta unmute yourself.
You gotta unmute yourself in Clubhouse.
There we go.
What is the texture of boiled peanuts?
Beans. Beans is what the texture of they are. They're the texture of
beans.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
They are delicious.
It's a soft. It's like imagine a peanut and then imagine it like boiled to soft, tender with flavor. And I know Sister Jean don't like them, but I thoroughly love
peanut butter.
No, it's not. No. Have you? So neither you or Pastor Tuck have ever had boiled peanuts.
No,
you didn't eat them while you were here, Pastor Tuck.
No,
they just kept trying to get you to try them, and you didn't even try them.
No, first of all, I'm like, I don't think I've ever gone to any other state where you ride through the state and they got billboards up through the entire state advertising boiled peanuts and fireworks.
Yes.
Everywhere else you go, you don't see billboards up advertising food. And,
that's real talk.
Consistency in any other state with billboards advertising products in any other state I've ever been in. That do you see these particular things? And I'm not even talking about these things. Anything.
Yep.
In any other state do you see? You don't even go through Florida and see billboards for oranges.
What are you talking about? They have oranges all the time.
No, I'm saying billboards talking about these things. There are billboards every darn mile in South Carolina talking about boiled peanuts.
Because boiled peanuts,
fireworks.
Boiled peanuts are off the chain. Once you eat them, I guarantee you, once y'all try them, you can't knock it if you ain't tried it yet.
I'm like, this all they do is eat boiled peanuts and try to set stuff on fire. I'm like, what is wrong with these folks?
They celebrate.
What is wrong with these folks down here?
Well,
they celebrate.
And then with fireworks, South Carolina is a state where one of the few states where fireworks are legal. Because I'm from Georgia, where fireworks are illegal. So go ahead, Jason.
My dad just said they serve a lot of boiled peanuts in prisons to curtail sex drives.
I don't know nothing about that. Nothing.
That is
It sounds like something that could be true. Hold on. It sounds like something that could work.
All right. I
don't know.
My next question is, I believe that peaches and pecans are supposed to be the Georgia thing, but everywhere I look, they advertising pecans and pecans. I'm like, now y'all biting off Georgia. What's the deal, South Carolina? Talk to me about that. Because Georgia is the peach state.
For clarity, Pastor Tuck was on. You were on 95, so you were driving up 95. So when you drive up 95, we have what's called south of the border. South of the border is like the big state line between South Carolina and North Carolina, and you have this big, like, everything. They celebrate everything there. Everything's for sale there. They got like the golf. What do they call it? Putt, like the little putt golf, and they got all kind of foods and restaurants. They got pecans. They got a lot of fireworks, and they also have all kind of like other delicacies there. Well, delicacies is probably an overly heavy term, but. So when you see those signs are leading you to south of the border. That's the so what they're telling you is they number one sellers are fireworks number one, pecans and ball peanuts. That's what we love.
We were in Florence, South Carolina. There was a store dedicated to pecans, and my daughter was like, "What is it with these pecans?" We were in Florence, South Carolina.
Have you ever had is that maple, Donna? That when the pecans are dipped in maple?
Now that I don't know. I know that they're dipped in sugar and cinnamon.
Okay. Pastor, you never had that before?
Praline, yeah. But my question is, I thought these were supposed to be Georgia's thing, and I'm like, why is South Carolina biting off Georgia?
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
We share.
It was in the
we
soil.
share. We share. We share.
Okay. Look, now, and then I saw two things that I have never seen anywhere else but in South Carolina. One was a Trump store.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. I'll tell you something else we got in South Carolina. We have a Confederate flag store in South Carolina right off of Two Notch Road. Yeah. A store you can go in and get anything Confederate flag right in there. It used to be owned, and I wonder if it's still open, Maurice Barbecue. Maurice Barbecue, they got boycotted for flying the Confederate flag like up until like about 15 years ago. And he died, and his son took it over, and then they kind of dropped the flag. But they shut Maurice's down, and I think that's Maurice's restaurant that either used to or currently owns that Confederate flag store. Let me know, anybody in South Carolina, if that Confederate flag store is still open.
So Maurice is white.
Maurice is white. Barbecue spot. Maurice's barbecue. I know,
Jason.
Right.
That got me too, because that sounded very deceptive. Maurice's barbecue. You walk up in there and you're like, I want to see Maurice. And Maurice like, I'm him.
Maurice.
Hey, buddy.
He was an old white guy, like straight up, like Colonel Sanders looking white dude. Yeah, straight up. Yeah, and we did this. We shot this pilot for a show. I had a deal, and they came out. And we shot this pilot, so they paid for the food. Where did they cater? Maurice's barbecue. And the dude came in, we were shooting, it was a long shoot. He was like, hey, you guys gonna love it. We have barbecue for lunch. I was like, cool. I was like, that's sweet. I come in there in the kitchen, they got a whole Maurice's spread. I was like, look at this right here. At the time,
during the boycott,
money is green.
Hey, I was so hungry, I ate that barbecue. It was good too.
Hey, bring me one of them Confederate flag napkins. Hey, give me one of them Trump bibs.
So now where's the
I
Trump
take
store?
the General Lee special for the large drink.
He said the General Lee special.
But they serve something that I had never had at barbecue. I was always thinking that barbecue was made with tomatoes or the ketchup kind of barbecue. They have mustard barbecue.
Yeah.
Now, I had never had that before. Mustard barbecue. So
it's good. It's good. I mean, I've had it.
I like the vinegar. The vinegar-based barbecue, I think, is better than anywhere, and I think that's what they call Carolina
As
barbecue.
do I.
I like that too.
Yeah, well,
what do you put in your green bean casserole, Donna?
That's a secret, Jason Earls. That's a secret.
Yeah, absolutely.
But once you
keep
try it,
you sold the Donna. You keep that secret.
You got the
Once
recipe. You got the
once you
recipe
try
from
it.
Maurice, didn't you?
No, his daddy.
Oh, his daddy gave it to
Maurice's
you.
daddy.
oh my God.
Now, this is the last
Maurice's
thing.
green bean casserole.
Hey, once you try it, Jason Earls, I'm telling you.
Oh, Jesus.
Don't knock it. You'll be
Now,
coming
Once you
back
try
for
it,
more.
you all right.
Yeah, for real.
This is the last thing, and this really blew my mind because I was like, I've never seen anything like this anywhere in America. There was a store, one store, split down the middle, and it had a Dollar Tree and a Family Dollar in the same building.
Yeah.
I was like, that's like the Bloods and the Crips, man. I'm like, what is this?
No. I think
The Lion and the Lamb.
I'm like, we're in the end of days, brothers. We're in the end of days.
No, I think Dollar Tree and Family Dollar is owned by the same company. I think, yeah. So I've been in that store too. Where is that? That's off of. That's not 95 though. That's off of.
That's like 74, whatever that is.
Yeah.
It's something going between Charlotte and Myrtle Beach, whatever that highway is.
Yeah,
70 something.
Well, you know that whole Myrtle Beach area. It's all about novelty. So it's all about trying to have some little unique store. Florida has, you talking about like gas stations. Florida has the best truck stop I've ever seen. It's the biggest one I've ever seen. Oh. And I forgot like what interstate. It's either off I-10 or off I-4. It's not. I know it's not 95, but it's a huge truck stop. Like huge. I was like, what is this? I mean, they had some of everything I'm talking about. They literally, it was like a half a Walmart, then like a Wendy's and something else over there, Taco Bell or something, gas station, and just, you know, and it's a big old truck stop. So, you know, if today people trying to stand out because everybody got something different, something unique.
That's right.
Clearly, Pastor Tucker can get his travel on, y'all.
That's it.
Yeah.
And you didn't
I
even
wanted
go
to
to
the Trump
the
store, but I was scared. I was scared.
You didn't even
I
go.
wanted to go in this. I wanted to go see what they sold. I wanted to see if they had a Trumpy bear in there.
You don't want to be in there. You didn't even go to the truck stop where they have the bowling alley.
Oh wow.
They got a bowling. That's right here in Columbia though.
Wow.
Right
Okay.
here in Columbia.
Gene Singleton Stewart reminded us we do have an Obama store. That's right around the corner from here. Like literally. That's like 3 minutes from here. They let them run down. It's like it was real nice and big and pretty when Obama was in office. They'll let it fall off now.
Yeah.
She said that's an Obama gas station.
I told Michelle. Michelle.
Obama gas station.
We need to clean up the store.
They needed
Store's looking raggedy.
Hey, Mr. President, they need to fix that sign.
Yes.
You want
I told Michelle.
3 on 10?
Fix that sign.
It's a little ratchet store too.
Listen, hey. We gotta have a store in the hood too.
Jason
All
Earl,
about
We
change.
show everybody
All about
love.
change.
Jason Earl's got gear, stuff you never know about him. He plays the harmonica.
Oh yeah.
And he does Obama. Who knew?
My last random point. I found Jason Earl's Kids Beach Club on Roku.
Wow.
There's a channel called
Wow.
Happy Kids.
Hold on, let me stop the
If you
music.
got little kids, there's a channel called Happy Kids on Roku. If you download Happy Kids, you can watch Jason Earls on Kids Beach Club.
Wow.
Who is a nominee for the international
Yes, sir.
host
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
TV show
International
host.
Yes,
of
sir.
the
So
year.
yes,
you can go out and watch his show. And I was just enjoying myself on vacation watching the Kids Beach Club.
Wow.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
I got
Yes.
Let's go.
I got to download that app so we can watch the show and support Jason Earl, support that great
Yes.
international show.
Yes.
And then
Great children's ministry. I'm telling you, if you got kids, got a children's ministry, download that, man. Share that with your kids.
Listen.
That's a great show.
Listen, Malia, Sasha, y'all are watching Kids Beach Club.
now, Jason, what's
Hey.
the most appropriate age like for Kids Beach Club? Like what's the target age?
That preteen age. So it's
Probably
you know,
7 to 10.
tw-
7, yeah.
Yeah. So what the kids age out by the time they're 12.
Okay.
So if you've got between 10 to 12, that going into middle school age.
Got it.
That's what it is. Late, intermediate school. That's what it's geared towards.
Gotcha.
And there's nothing. They don't have any programming for those kids, man.
They don't.
That's part of the reason why Kids Beach Club has blown up so much. It's like, man, we don't have any content
Right.
that's biblical based, that's hitting character values like this.
Right. I tell you,
There it is.
the two biggest gaps I believe in media, particularly for young people, is that age right there, that preteen age, that little gap between after you are, you're not 5, 6, or 7, but you're not in middle school yet. And then that post high school age, like Like the one of the biggest struggles that I've had as a parent is keeping my children engaged in Christian life post high school, because we had an active youth ministry in our
college
church. College ministry. But the thing of it is because they're off and they're coming back and forth. By the time they come back, they done, they got some other thoughts, and you when they coming home, you redoing stuff. Literally after every semester, like, no, we don't believe that. No, that ain't how you do it. No. So, I'm not saying they ain't rooted. I'm just saying there's a lot of stuff that comes at them. So that's something, if somebody can get some good content for that group right there. Speaking of content, let's get into this topic for the day, y'all. Donna had this great question. I actually put it out there on social and got some good responses. But the question becomes can women have it all? Can a woman today, living in America, have it all, living in this world, have it all? I don't care whether you're in Australia, whether you are in Europe, whether you are in Africa. Women have advanced. Women are doing things today that have never been before in history. Women are accomplishing things that they never accomplished before, and the family dynamics have changed. Political dynamics have changed. Financially, things have changed, and for the most part, it's great. The question then becomes when the family dynamics do change, then it becomes, can women actually have it all? So, Donna, go ahead and set the topic up a little bit, because Donna had, like I said, it was Donna's question, and your perspective, the insight, and your thoughts about it, your notes. It really blessed me. Go ahead. What was your original thought when you came up with this, Donna? What are you humming, Jason?
Some people want
hilarious.
Nothing at all.
Oh, now y'all are gonna sing. Okay, go ahead. They're gonna sing about it. Okay.
I'm coming all over the building, all over the
building. Every woman, it's all in me.
Hilarious.
You want done, baby?
There we go, Donna.
I do it naturally.
Whoa.
All right. So having it all. So the first thing was that, I was talking to a couple of friends of mine, and I was looking through some researching some topics and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And one of the questions was, can women have it all today? Okay. So really a woman's journey of finding balance in her personal, professional life. That's really what having it all stems around.
Okay.
But it's different than it was, in the 50s. Okay. Because in the 50s, we were researching, it was like having your children, having a successful spouse, a relationship, mentally, physically, and spiritual health, good friends, high power career, financial stability, and time for yourself. So that in the 50s, that's what it was. But when we
give me that again, read through those again, because I think that's very key.
It was usually having children, a successful spouse and relationship, mentally, physically, and spiritual, have great mental, physical, and spiritual health, good friends, a high power career, being financially stable, and have time for yourself.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
That's what it was. Like you wanted to have all those things. That was supposed to be you having it all, But now it's kind of shifted a little bit to where we're talking about having it all. And it could just be that you expect to just have a financial, you want to be able to have your priorities in order. You want to be able to have what you want and to be able to have the things that you want in your life. So those are, do you have a good spiritual background? So I think put three things up there for you, Ak, if you could read off that paper.
Okay.
Is it having autonomy over your own body? That's one thing.
Yeah.
Having it all. So, and one thing I just want to stop what I was saying for just 1 second, because I want to say this. First of all, men are never asked, can they have it all?
Wow.
That is an unbalanced question.
Yeah.
So right now, for women to have it all, they want equal pay. They want to be able to have a job or a career that is that represents their values.
Yeah.
And they want to be able to have a family, or they want to be able to have equality in your business, your life. It was so many different things, but it's not as broad, I think, as it was back in the 50s. Like back in the 50s, there were different ideas and different ways of what you wanted your family to look like, what your mental health, your physical health, everything like that. But now it's kind of down to those 3 items. If you could read off that list that I gave you earlier.
Yeah.
What the 3 things are.
The 3
I don't
things.
have them on here.
Right, right. So it is, they define success on their own terms.
Right.
Number 2, they choose where to invest their energy.
Okay.
Thought that was good. Number 3, they schedule their priorities instead of prioritizing their schedule. And we can come back to that list a little bit, but I think a couple of things is, I understand that I'm gonna be totally honest. All right, so y'all get ready to get mad. Some of y'all can be mad with me in the comments. Okay, I understand that we're not nowhere near the 1950s. The game has changed. Times have changed. Everything is different, right? But it seems like today, when you look at what was success before, children, successful spouse / relationship, mental, physical, and spiritual health, good friends, high power, career, business, financial stability. And then today, what it is it seems to be pay, flexible working for childcare, or side hustle opportunities, and a job that aligns with our value system.
Those are the 3 I was talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
It seems to be a little self-centered today, whereas in before it was broader, and it was family, and so it was about the holistic all was having the full picture. You know, you got the bag, you got the marriage, you got the kids, you got the health, you got the wealth, you got success, you got a great career. That was what, success and all was before. Today it seems like all is like just external. Am I wrong or off in that estimation? Y'all tell me in the comments and Facebook or either on Clubhouse, YouTube.
But I agree with that, because more now we're looking at, even society is about me. Before it was about, when I was growing up, it was you give your last penny to whoever. If you have a 2 cents, you get that 2 cents away, and you don't keep things for yourself, because they listed it as being selfish if you kept it for yourself. But now they're saying you keep for yourself and you grow yourself, and it's supposed to be more self-care. But sometimes self-care can morph into selfish.
Wow.
So we have to be careful with that.
Wow. Go ahead, Pastor.
Couple of things. First, I want to address something Donna said. She said they never asked that question of men. Can men have it all? And I want to say that's not the case. That's actually a conversation that Brother Corey and I are diving into in the man cave, because that's something that I've seen is a major issue, and it stems around this same point. This selfishness, this self-care, or whatever the terminology that we want to use, has become an issue where, whether it's chasing my career, whether it's what we call self-care, time for me, or whatever that is, whatever we're doing, it's becoming an issue, because I'm prioritizing what I need or what I want over my family. And even as men, we're seeing it. We're seeing women that are doing it. And our society is suffering from all of this because this stuff that we're saying, can I have it all? We want the bag, we want the house, we want the career, we want all of this. And children who are unwilling participants, who did not ask to be invited into this equation, are suffering. And so they're growing up to be dysfunctional adults because you have kids. So it starts off in this. Kids grow up in whatever environment they grow up in. What's the first thing they want? They don't want to be by themselves. So they jump in relationships. And whether those relationships turn out to be married or just living together or whatever kind of relationship, kids turn out to be the byproduct. And of course, because of the world we live in, people decide we want more stuff because social media, looking at people around you, I want some stuff. So now we're pressing because we want more. We want to climb this ladder. We want to collect this stuff. And so now this child that has come as a byproduct of this desire to not be by myself, we don't put in the effort necessary to grow and to develop and to maintain this relationship that we asked for because we just really wanted to satiate those physical desires that we have. So we have a relationship that we're really not happy in or not fostering and not taking care of. And so now we have a child that's there. And that child is just, it becomes baggage. It becomes, you take it, you take it, you take it, you take it. What we're going to do with it, whatever. The child is being neglected in all of that. And so now the argument becomes, well, I'm chasing this and I'm chasing this and I'm chasing this and I'm chasing this. And now we got this child. And so that becomes more baggage or more responsibility and more burden. And so now we're going back and forth. So now we're more unfulfilled. So now I need time for myself. So now I got my activities, my organizations, my whatever I'm doing. And so now we're running away from each other because I need some me time. I need some self-care. I need my spa. I need my hair. I need my nails. I need my gym. I need my games. I need to hang out with the fellas. I need to do whatever. And so everybody's all about self, and this kid is growing up in this environment. They don't know what they're doing. And so they're being pushed in society. So now they grow up and they're like, I got to take care of me because I've always had to take care of me. And so now it's all about me. And once again, they're repeating this cycle. And in every generation, the cycle multiplies, gets more intense, and it's even worse to me, I believe. Jason, your thoughts?
Here's what I would say, man. A lot of times what I see happening today is, especially in, let's say primarily this American Christian context, is we're looking at the culture and trying to allow the culture to define our lives. And we run everything that we learn in the culture. That becomes the grid or even the filter that we run everything, and that's backwards. Instead of allowing the Bible to define how we live, how we act, how we think, how we approach this thing, and allow the Bible to define how we approach culture, we allow culture to define how we approach family, how we approach the Bible. And you're going to always bump into a wall.
Say that. And you know, and something that Jason just said, and that's the answer to everything, is when you reverse that paradigm, you recognize that life is seasonal. And so the answer is yes, you can have it all, because you know something. Your pastor Bishop Bailey said in a podcast that you and your wife are on. You know, he was talking about the fact that you can have it all. But you can't have it all now.
Not at the same time.
So you got to realize that there are seasons in your life. Where when you single, you can chase the bag all you want while you single. But when you get married, now you got to start investing more in your marriage than you are in your career. When you have kids, you got to invest more in your kids than even you do in your marriage. And so because there are certain times where that energy needs to be placed somewhere else. Once your kids are grown, now you can maybe start taking time because your marriage may be more mature, where you can say, now we're going to invest more time in some of our single effort, you know, our personal exploits. Because we may have arrived at a certain place, or our career exploits. But if you're trying to do everything now, there's some things that are going to get neglected that you can't get back.
Right.
Because your children got 18 years for you to invest and to develop who they're supposed to be and who they're going to be. And if you don't do that well, that when they mature and become adults, they're going to be dysfunctional, and you can't go back and erase that damage.
You can't go get that.
They're going to have to process through that.
Right. Y'all got some good comments. I'm coming to y'all comments in just a little bit.
If you don't, go ahead. If you don't do that in the marriage in the beginning, you're going to be sitting somewhere trying to get counseling or going through a divorce at some point.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, I'll say this. I know for me right now, the stuff we having to do for the studio, I couldn't have done this 20 years ago, 15 years ago.
No.
I couldn't have. I mean, my children, were in high school or in middle school. They were much younger, and I mean, there's been days here now where I can't go home. It's like I'm still working on something because we're figuring something out or working on this or working on that, and it's 4 or 5 o'clock, and I got to be back here. I get here to do the show at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I'm stuck.
Come on, Prince. Come on, Prince. Let's go.
No.
Well, got him a compound up in this thing. Let's go.
Let me tell you something. If I mess around, get a bed in
out of
here,
his jeans.
if I get a bed in here, I'm gonna be in trouble. If I get a shower in here, y'all have to pray for me.
If y'all
need a pastor
see
study. Come on, sir.
Around with no pockets in his jeans, we're gonna have an intervention. I'm telling y'all.
I am actually talking about.
Why you got them high heel boots on, bro?
Hey, why you got them pumps on, man?
I'm not even messing with y'all too.
No pockets in the
jeans. Y'all pray for Jason and Pastor Tuck.
Yes,
hey,
please.
If he start wearing shirts with designs with sparkles on them, like, yo, sir.
He come in with the ruffles in the front, those blouses. Hey,
right.
Is that your initial shirt? What's going on? What's going on? We need to talk, bro. We need to talk.
With that taco meat spinning around. It's time for the show.
Paul,
who's doing the mic?
Show, Jason.
Jaleel.
It's time for the show.
I might even mess with y'all. Leon requested.
Where is Elijah?
Dearly beloved, it's time for this. It's time for the Ox Show.
Talk about his show. He's skipping around the stage. It's showtime, prancing. Like, hey.
Hold on. I promise you, Don, I'm going back to the top, but I had to bring this out because Pastor Tuck was trying to.
I am the wife of Eunice. That's where that stuff is coming from, right there.
I have to mess with Pastor Tuck because Pastor Tuck tried to clown me earlier because when we were getting ready to come on, I was singing a Guns N' Roses song. I was singing "Welcome to the Jungle" as if you listen to this show or watch the show long enough, I'm an old school '80s head. I like the '80s made you a mutt because it was so much music coming into all these different platforms. So I was singing "Welcome to the Jungle," and so Donna was like vibing with me. Pastor Tuck shaking his head like he can't get with Guns N' Roses, right? Like I'm like, first of all, this is the dude who is the biggest, y'all. Pastor Lewis Tucker, okay, Mr. Spades, Mr. Kappa Alpha Psi. He is the biggest
That's right.
Michael Blue Bay fan you will ever see. Did you know that? Did you know that,
exactly
Jason?
right. You want?
Did you know that?
You have to understand.
Know that.
Anything.
No, I didn't know that either.
Anything that I could step to a woman with was my tools, baby. And Michael Blue Blade ain't doing nothing but singing old Frank Sinatra down. Man, you have to understand. I was a gangster, young. You have to understand.
Who would have thought? 6 foot black man from Virginia, Kappa, Virginia State University graduate, and around here is huge. A huge Michael
you see
Bublé
what
fan.
you see what I got on my chest.
Don't forget
I'm
he was
a friend.
strapped.
What is
Don't
a
forget he
Michael
was
Bublé
strapped.
song? I don't even
Don't
know a
forget
Michael
that.
Bublé song.
I don't know
What?
one either. I don't even know. I don't know one either.
It's
Don't
not
forget he was
unusual to be loved
That's Tom
by
Jones.
you.
That's Tom Jones.
It's Tom
Oh.
Jones.
Hold up. Y'all-
Tom Jones.
I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate that condescending tone that you and Donovan said. That's Tom Jones.
Come on.
I mean, you
I
know Tom.
appreciate that.
Jason. Tom Jones. That is huge. You know
Viva,
Tom Jones?
baby.
Tom Jones was the man
Viva
at,
Las
at
Vegas.
that
Viva
in the day now.
Las Vegas.
Yes, Tom Jones was
That's
the
Elvis.
man.
Now, what
Listen,
you talking about?
listen.
That's Elvis.
yeah, I'm
During
sorry.
that era, during that era, all I was listening. I'm just a nobody
Yeah, see, that was
No,
just
you
saying.
wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
trying to tell everybody
Interesting point. I think
about somebody.
I think Tom Jones did record Viva Las Vegas, and I promise we're going back to the subject after this.
He could have.
Tom Jones recorded "Kiss" by Prince. Did y'all know that? He did a version.
Yes, he did.
I bet y'all don't know who sung "Dear Mr. Jesus."
What?
Who?
Dear Mr. Jesus.
What is who? What is?
I
what
just
is
had
that?
to write to you. Something really scared me when I saw it on the news. Y'all don't know that?
No.
Jason Earl.
Wow. Wow.
Jason Earl production.
No.
You wrote that? You write that, Jason?
Dear Mr.
No, man, that was a little song, man. We used to listen on WPCE in the morning, man, going to school, the gospel station.
Shout out to Pop Earl.
Yeah, see, we were-
Jason exposed
yeah.
to Jesus.
But no,
Absolutely. We weren't listening to
I'm
that
a huge
heathenistic
Michael
music.
Blue Blade fan. And like I said, I have no qualms about it. I listen to all kinds of anything slow was my jam because I told you I had 2 years. I was punching you in the face. Or I was trying to step to a woman.
Wait a minute.
So
That don't make sense. That don't make sense.
hey, why don't?
Don't try to make it make
Why
sense.
don't?
You're trying to
Why
you're
don't?
trying to reconcile.
Otis Redding.
You're trying to reconcile.
Michael Blue.
He did try to go
Blue
super
Blade is
masculine with
right,
that.
on the inside.
Right.
Bro.
Why do
You said what you
hold
want.
on. Why do you feel the need to exude your masculinity? Because we talked about you.
Hey, I'm just trying to tell you. That's how I operate it. Hey, I'm just telling you who I am.
Anyway, let's get back to the
Michael Blue
topic.
ain't walking around with no
Can I
pumps
just get
on.
one Michael Bublé
And no
song?
and no
I
pockets.
mean,
I don't know a Michael Bublé song. Pastor Tuck, what is
Fever.
Michael Bublé? Huh?
Fever.
Fever. Okay.
Fever.
You give me fever. Dun,
Yeah.
dun. Oh, he redid that?
Yeah.
Who did the original?
Most of all his songs are redos of like Frank Sinatra songs.
oh, he like Milli Vanilli.
Yeah.
No, he
But
does
Fever was
big
done
band
by a
music.
female.
Yeah, he's more like a what is it? A lounge singer. You
Yeah,
know, they
yeah.
sang some of everything. Yeah.
Yeah, but most of his stuff is like replays.
Y'all funny in these comments. Pastor Stephanie talking about, dear Mrs. Jesus, I have to talk to you. Something really scared me that I saw on the news. See,
She
Yes,
knew
thank
it.
you,
She
Pastor
knew
Stephanie.
it. She
Thank
knew
you.
it.
Pastor Stephanie
Thank
used to
you.
play for the choir when I met her. You understand?
Leon said
Listen.
he did a rendition of Sway. What's Sway?
Yep.
What is Sway?
Sway. You never.
So he was like the White P Diddy before. If he did, but got a bunch of remakes.
Yeah, I mean, he basically is a cover band, but
Yeah.
he's real good at it.
He's really good at it. He's really good at it. Leslie asked to say, I know the song, Pastor.
Thank you, Leslie.
Tell him, Leslie.
Okay, Kimberly
Michael
Morgan
Bublé ain't
said.
no joke.
Kimberly Morgan said, I like
No,
the
she's
song.
talking about Dear Mr. Jesus.
She said, I like the song. I only have eyes for you. Okay.
Watch this.
I
How many ladies in the comments like Michael Bublé? Now watch that.
They really don't like Michael Bublé. They like the original dude. If he never had an original song, do they really like
Most
him?
of them weren't born when the originals were done. That's why they like Michael Bublé.
Okay. Back to the topic. We are not
Okay.
talking about Michael
That's
Bublé.
rounding up the cats. Rounding up the cats.
Donna's job is hard.
All right.
Keeping us on task.
I started it trying to
Because she
defend
gets
this
sucked
man
into
who-
it right along
no
with it.
pockets in
I
his
know.
pants.
I get
With
sucked
no
right
pockets
in,
in his
Jason.
pants, wearing his pumps. He just got mad and tried to
Pastor
comfort
Tuck.
me. Put the pumps
Absolutely,
away.
that
That's
is
all.
true. That is true.
But can we have it all?
Just go
Can
back
we
to the
have it
replay.
all?
Thank you, Donna. Back to the topic. Can women have it all? So Pastor Tuck, before we trailed off into the oblivious of randomness, oblivion of randomness. Pastor Tuck mentioned the fact that Bishop Bailey said a few weeks ago, we were on Clubhouse. We sit in along with our pastors sometimes on Marriage, Faith, and Family. Their podcast at 9:00 p.m. right here in the Kingdom Business Network room on Clubhouse. And so he said you can have it all, just not all right now. So and oftentimes I think that all of us, that's just not a woman's thing. I think that's men and women.
Right.
You want to have everything right now. Everything you see somebody else have, or you see somebody have on social, or what you think they have, you want to have that all right now. Here's the thing. It's a reason why most men who drive Corvettes and sports cars are in their 50s. And 60s. If you count up how many, and you drive through your town, you see a Corvette, you see a really nice Ferrari, you see some expensive motorcycle, Harley Davidsons. Those are not dudes in their 20s, 30s, and 40s in most cases. Not all the time, but in most cases. That's dudes in their 50s and 60s and 70s. Why? Because they done put their kids through college, they done paid off their house, or they got to a point in their life where they got some disposable income, or they can tap into their retirement or their 401k or whatever institution that they have saved their money and their investments in. They can now pull something out of that, because now, hey, I don't have all these kids in the house. Like me, I spend a lot less money on food today than I do. It blows my mind. I'm like, you know what? God, dog, we used to spend a lot of money on food. Yeah, because you had 5 kids and you was feeding all of them. So I can't be like, oh man, I'm 32. I want a brand new Corvette. I want a 72,000. No, it used to be 72,000. It's probably 100 and something now. I want $100-something thousand Corvette. Well, when you're 32, you got kids in high school, and not unless you have a job making $200,000+ a year. If you don't, you probably shouldn't buy a Corvette right now. And it's the same way whether you're a woman or a man. There's seasons of life where different things are relevant. This is a now thing. That's a later thing. That's a used to be thing. I don't do that no more. I do only this now. I'm minivans now. I used to have a Jeep. In the future, I'm gonna have a brand new Corvette. So I think you have to recognize you can't have everything right now. So I guess the question becomes is are you satisfied with the fact that you can't have it all? Another point I want to make right quick that Pastor Tuck tapped into and Jason was piggybacking on. Donna, I believe a lot of some of the issues we're having today with our children is because of the breakdown of the traditional family structure.
Yes.
Now, that ain't nothing new, okay? That's been changing for years. Ever since, World War II, when literally there were so many men that went off to fight Hitler and the Germans, and that it was so many men out of the household, that women had to then leave the house and literally go and work to make planes. That was the first time you had such a big exit of the house of women into the workforce.
That's right.
And guess what? A lot of them never came back. And so the traditional family structure shifted and it never returned. Now we're so far away from it that we think that, people look at people. These people used to celebrate a housewife back in the day. She's a housewife. She has the hardest job, the most important job. Yeah, you do. But now it's like, oh, that's all you do? Yeah, that's all she does. And that's not a bad thing. We don't celebrate that anymore. So my question of it is, Donna, if you can have it all, but at what cost? Okay, at what cost? What is it costing you to have it all? Because if you're not in the house, and dad ain't in the house, somebody else in the house. Let me tell you something. I'm just keeping it real with you.
Somebody in the house.
A little 15-year-old Akintunde, I done took advantage of some situation because I know your mama get off at 6 and your daddy don't come home till 8 and you at home by yourself. Can I come over? Mama. Can I come over? You can't. My mama not here. I know your mama ain't there. I'm just gonna keep on talking. And then it wasn't no cell phones back then. Hey, I'm gonna come around there. Don't you come around here.
Don't you come.
I'm gonna come around there.
Don't you come over here.
And then you go knock on the door. And what she do? Open the door. Get in here.
What you out here? The neighbor's gonna see.
Right.
Get in there.
Right. Cause ain't nobody home. Ain't nobody at the house. Wasn't no ring cameras. Wasn't no security cameras on. Go ahead, Jason. I know
First of all, I was like, why does Donna know what to say? First of all, but we ain't gonna.
Exactly.
I'm not going.
I was trying to move that. I was like, I hope they don't call on me
This
and ask me why.
way too smooth.
Right.
I'm not going. That's not a business. I'm not going to ask
I'm trying to move on. Let me say the other thing. Let me just, please. I'm saying the other thing, y'all. Let me just keep right on moving. The other thing I thought about was on House Party when Play told Kid, like, hey man, you don't want you mess with a girl in the suburbs because both of her parents are always at work.
Ooh. Wow. Wow.
You mess with a girl in the hood, somebody's always home.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah. I remember being out there for my little season. It was always easier to holler at the girl whose family structure was jacked up than the one who had that stable dad and loving her.
Yeah.
It's just so much easier.
Yeah. I'm as you say that, I'm processing through some situations I remember, and that was exactly the case. And so again, the question becomes is, what does all look like?
Right.
Because I think all is relative. Number one, it's subjective. All is also different type parts of times in your life, periods of your lifetime. And I think when social media makes us want to have all right now. You know what I'm saying? Not recognizing, like, you know, that this ain't the time for that. And then again, this is scary to me. Let me go back to this. I want to go back to this, to Donna's notes here, and because the all today seems to equal pay, flexible working for childcare, mental health, or side hustle opportunities, and a job that aligns with our value system. I want to talk about that for a minute, because if that's what all is defined for you, that's all about career and a job. And let me tell you something. I done been fired. I think I've been fired. I've lost 2 major jobs, 2 major contracts. They did not feel good. But what it told me was, and reminded me of, as a person who for the majority part of my life, I've never had a job consistently. I've always worked for myself. I've only had 2 instances, periods of time, where I had something that I had to show up to a certain amount of days per week. And that was radio and when I wrote for the Monique Show. Both of those were abruptly taken from me. And I know a lot of people similarly who have been fired for jobs. I know women who have lost jobs. And the thing you got to understand is these jobs ain't loyal.
That's right.
Mama.
So
say that once more.
These jobs ain't loyal, and that's a Bishop Bailey quote too.
They will write your job description before your obituary is written.
My God.
They will post your job description before your obituary is written. You killing yourself for them, but when you dead, they will post your position before your family writes your obituary. So you better recognize.
Dive into that a little bit more, Pastor Chuck, because I want to make sure people know exactly what you mean when you say that.
People, I gotta go to work. You won't go to church. You won't go to your kids' stuff. You sacrifice your family and all this stuff. And if something happens to you, if you have a major health event, if you die, if you literally go through whatever it is, whatever you've been putting down for this job, for this check, when you die, your family is down without you. And though that job is going to move on quickly, they're going to replace you. They're not going to mourn you. They're not going to hold you. They're not going to put a little black tarp over your chair and your desk.
Nope.
They are literally going to post your job description the very next day and keep it moving like you were never there.
Right. Facts. That's and guess what? That's not a bad thing. That's life.
That's business.
That's business.
Because that's what that is. And all them people that you call your friends at work, they're not your friends. They're your coworkers.
That's right.
Some of them don't. I don't want somebody to be looking at somebody's side at you at work. Now you might have some real friends at work. You may. You may.
They still got to go to work.
And if they are, they at your house. They at your family functions and your things outside of work. But if the only time you talk to them is at work, they are not your friends. They are your coworkers. Stop believing the hype.
Okay, that's the top.
They're gonna have grief counseling at the job office. And we give you about 45 minutes to talk to the grief counselor.
Yeah.
But after that, you need to get back to work.
And that's only if you died at work.
Right.
Because if
So
you
true.
died on the weekend,
So
there ain't no
true.
grief counselor coming.
You're right. You're
True,
right.
true.
You're right.
That is true.
I agree with you. I think that's a slight oversimplification. And let me say to you what I mean. You do have what I call situational friendships. There's certain people that we are very good friends, but I primarily only see you at work, or I primarily only see you at church, or I primarily only see you on the road or whatever. So I think it's a little bit different, you know. And you can say it's not that you're not a friend. You're a friend, and these are somewhat of our limits. That doesn't mean if I have an issue I can't call you for prayer. That doesn't mean if I have a need that you may not be able to help me. I think it's just different, levels of friendship.
I got definition of what a friend is. A friend is somebody, like you said, I got contact with. It ain't necessarily I got to see you, but like I said, if the only time I'm talking to you is when we sitting in this building, we ain't friends. We just friendly.
Mama.
That's good. That's good. That's a good topic. Let's table that one, Donna. Let's do a show about like what's a friend. Like 'cause that's a good topic.
What a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and grief to bear.
Y'all make some noise for Deacon Earls.
What a privilege to carry. Yeah. With thanks to God in prayer.
Does he sound like that in the pulpit? You know the preachers be singing in the pulpit.
A friend so faithful.
Kimberly Morgan has a comment. She said, that's exactly how it was when I was a law enforcement dispatcher. Someone killed themselves on the phone with me. Wow.
Oh, wow.
They pulled me off the mic for 30 minutes and said a terrible prayer and said, get back to work.
Oh, wow.
Gosh, you can't get a go home for the rest of the day after somebody kill themselves on the floor.
They treat them like soldiers. Listen, if you're on the battlefield,
Patch you up
keep
and
shooting.
put you back out there.
Good Lord, Kimberly. 30 minutes and get on back to work. I guess they're like, tell me, baby, I'm sorry. Charles called out sick and we shorthanded today.
You got to go to work.
We need you on these phones.
Pretty much.
Look here, he all right. They coming to get him. Right. He all right. Go on there back in there.
You didn't know him. Going back to work, child.
Jacked up.
Wow. That is jacked up.
Crazy.
Wow.
That is crazy.
Celeste is recanting Pastor Tuck's statement. We ain't friends, we're friendly. Wow. Kimberly said, nope, sadly not at the black agencies, but I went to work with my Caucasian people and my coworker's horse died and she got a week off.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah, mess around and let Fido croak if you want to. And them jokers taking family medical leave act.
Yep.
There's a lot. Hey, folks say it's about their dogs, especially in 2023. Oh my God.
Well, you know they said Fido got diabetes. I need some time.
And somebody probably shot the doggone horse.
Listen.
Put him on down. We got to do it. Pow! Hilarious.
That's if your dog has a real name. If it got one of our names, they're like, oh, Crucia died. Oh, you be all right.
Crucial.
What happened? King's dead? Yeah, okay. Well, hey, get that report to me by the end of the day, please.
Yeah.
But you know what? Though? I know myself personally as an employer. In the past, the one person, they had this one situation And it was an ongoing situation.
Oh boy!
You already know how the story going.
I'm treading lightly because it ain't but so much I can say. But this person had a legal situation, and I prayed with him and gave him some counsel and told her my thoughts about it, and then it kept coming back up. And I'm like, and she want to have these long comments. I'm like, hey, I need you to get these emails out. Like I hear you, and I understand that's a stressful situation. I need you to get these emails out because we got to pay these bills around here. So, so I get it. I understand it's business. Let me read some of y'all comments. Leslie said, "I told someone, don't get it twisted. That is so true. Someone died at a job site in town, and they only closed half the site. Interesting. Wow. Yeah. Man, you mean to tell me somebody died at the site and y'all can't get the whole site shut down? Come on now.
Hey, this part over here is cut off by the caution tape. The rest of we
y'all
stay
gotta
work
work
over here.
They didn't even talk to him on lunch break. Keep it moving.
Did you know him? Don't even worry about it. Yeah. Leon said, "You're right, Pastor Tuck. At my job, they outsourced my whole department in the past and gave us 45 days to find another function in the hospital." Wow. And if you don't find another function, that means you got to reapply for these new opportunities. And if you don't find them, guess what? Clock out, sir.
See ya.
Wow. You know, but my concern is that when you are not focused on what's really important, what happens is the enemy will play you. And if you focus on, if you're career focused, and this is not a female thing. This is for anybody. When you're not focused on the true things that matter, what you learn is just how much those things don't matter. And when you lose a job, you're like, man, well, number one, you can find another job. And number one, you find out just how the job felt about you. But your children, your wife or your husband, those are what really matters. That's the long-term lifestyle, life-changing, what really is going to determine what success looks like for you. When your children get to a certain point and your children are accomplishing certain things, they are married, they have children, that's a level of success that you can't equate with any job. There is no job amount of money that you're going to make that's going to outvalue or a child, a beautiful baby that is born, that is your grandchild. And I think we're putting our values we shifted our value system to be external, to be about career rather than the value of being at home. I shared a video the other day of this mom doing her daughter's hair, and she was talking about how long it takes. Now, when you watching it, if you don't know, you're like, well, you just combing the hair and you just, that don't take that long. But if you like me, who has two daughters and remember how long it would take for Unissa to do their hair, man, that's a commitment. And so, but that's a beautiful experience that those daughters will always remember their moms doing for them.
That's quality time. Those are conversations that they have. Those are things my wife still talks about to this day.
Yeah.
My daughters and my wife still have those conversations about, those experiences, those times. I mean, they laugh about, some of the trauma of, like you said, the tender-headed moments.
That was trauma.
Some of it was traumatic, but they talk about, the shows they used to watch, the conversations they used to have at those moments, because those are bonding moments with them.
Yeah.
Indeed.
The conversations,
certain things that you do with your kids that they never forget. That you don't get that back. You can never get those moments back. Yeah. And so many people don't realize, like I said, and even with your spouses, like I said, it's certain stuff that you cannot undo and you can't pay a price for it.
Right.
And so people got to recognize, and something else you said when you were talking about this satisfaction with salary and all of these kinds of things. Mm-hmm. Dale said this the other day when he was on. Dale Hawkins said this the other day, talking about this level of success. You got to learn how to define success for yourself.
Yeah.
Because we're allowing social media, the world, the people around you to define what success is.
Right.
And that's one of the biggest issues we have in this country.
Right.
because, like you said, if you don't have any bills, like you said, you don't need this huge salary like everybody else out here chasing.
Yeah.
And when you in that situation, you get a whole lot of your life back.
Yeah.
But a whole lot of people are mortgaging their life chasing a salary because they sending it all out the door as soon as they come in for stuff that sits in the closet or sits in the driveway.
Yep. Or depreciates immediately.
Exactly. So you're selling your life, invaluable things, time with your spouse, time with your kids, for stuff you can't get back. And then you're talking about how unsatisfied you are. So now you got to take more time away from them because I need something for me. Why? Because you done gave all your life away to somebody else for stuff that's only going to rust and rot away.
Now, it's 2 points I want to get to. Tagging.
Can I say this before you transition?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just saying, man, my grandma would say it like this: time is swift, filled with swift transition. Not on earth can move a stand. Build your hope on things eternal. I say, hold to God's unchanging hand.
Oh Lord.
I actually thought he had something substantive to add.
You didn't see it.
To the conversation.
You didn't see it.
I can see the glint in his eye when he going there. I can see it. He got a look and I know him like a book.
Oh my
I said he got something great that he about to add.
I can see it, boy.
Oh my God. Jason Earl, y'all. Jason Earl.
Build your hope on things eternal.
but you know what though? That song is true though.
That's very true.
Yeah, absolutely, it is.
That's
Very true. Very true. So when Donna gave me the notes, what jumped out at me about particularly number 4 on the sheet, and number 4 is what all looks like today. Can a woman have it all? What all looks like today. I'm gonna read this again for context. Today it seems to be equal pay, flexible working for childcare, mental health, or side hustle opportunities, and a job that aligns with our value systems. Now, all of that primarily is external. Okay. Matter of fact, there's only one mention of childcare. All right. So again, I want to make sure I spell this out before I say what I'm about to say. This is, can women have it all? Okay. So women, these are maybe wives or not wives, or mothers or not mothers, but they say, can women have it all? Right. And it says equal pay, that's job, flexible working, that's job, for child care, which that's a reference to the child, but it's not necessarily focused on the child. This summary. And then it is for mental health, all right, or side hustles, which is career, that's still another form of work.
It's more materialistic. It's money.
Right. And a job again, external, that aligns with our value systems. To me, I think, don't get mad at me, ladies. I think that's an African American situation. The reason why I say that is because I don't see that same value system focused like that for white women, nor do I see that for Hispanic women. Even Hispanic women are even more than white women, are much more traditional family focus. And we can have a whole show and talk about why that is, and probably we'll step into some high cotton and probably might step into an ant bed or some snags, or probably getting some trouble. But the question still becomes is, why is that? And my thought is that it's because of that there are a lot more single black women than they are single white women and single Hispanic and Latino women. Y'all thoughts about that? I know I dropped a bomb in the room.
Yeah,
I would.
Yeah, I would say, man, that's probably overgeneralization.
Okay.
For all three groups, being where I live out here in Texas.
Okay.
I would say I see all of the above with all the above. In other words, I see the African American women standing. I don't know what's going on with my camera view, but why it's so pixelated. But it can't get right. My goodness.
Right.
Go to anyway. I see pockets of African American women who are doing the staying at home mom thing, even sacrificing a lot and talking about it.
Yeah.
I see the same thing with Hispanic sisters out here. I see the same thing with some white women out here. But then on the same side, on the other side, I do see a bunch of, white women who are stressing, who are fussing about not being able to have everything. I even see some soccer moms tripping about the one mom who does live in the suburbs who has a maid coming over, a house cleaner coming in, and they're jealous because they stay at home with the kids and don't have the house cleaner. You see the same thing with the Hispanic sisters as well as African American sisters. So I think it's based off of where we have our
just
ears.
discontent.
Absolutely.
I mean,
So that's the only thing I say to that.
People are just discontent, looking at grass greener. Looking at other folks' lives, wanting what everybody else got, and once again, it's this thing of defining what success is, what satisfied is, learning to be content with what God has for you, and that's something that everybody needs to learn how to do. I learned this years ago, and it took me to a certain level in ministry before I understood this. And when God made this clear to me, my life became so much simpler. I remember when I first started pastoring, I pastored for about 3.5 years. Then I went into birth ministry. And when I started in birth ministry, I became part of Faith Family from Apostle Tony and Cynthia Brazelton, which
and can you clarify exactly what birth ministry is to somebody who doesn't know?
Birth ministry is actually going out and starting a ministry from scratch. God told me to birth a ministry, start a ministry, and there was no ministry before that.
Right.
And so we founded a ministry. We started from scratch, and there was no ministry before that. And so when we came into this faith family, we became a part of this faith family with Apostle Tony and Cynthia Brazelton. And so I'm surrounded by all of these huge churches, and I got a church and, it's 10 of us, we starting off. And so I'm looking everywhere I look, I see these big churches and, all of these people that I'm connected to with this greatness and stuff. And so I have this thing in my mind that I have to become huge. And so it kept me on this thing of feeling like I was never enough and that I kept having to do these things. And then one day we were at I had a speak at a conference with these women after my book had come out, and I'm in there and I'm praying and all these people are coming through and the power of God is working in there. And I remember this 80-some-year-old lady, and I'm trying to make this quick, but an 80-some-year-old lady came in, power of God hit her, she falls out. Afterwards, she comes back up to me. She told me that God had changed her life. And she said, tell me how her husband had been abusive all her life and she had died. And growing up, everybody always told her she was nothing, but she said she was free today. And so I'm like, praise God, and I get up and I leave. And so I'm on the phone with one of my mentors one day and I'm telling him how everything went. And so, and I kind of told it just like that. And he's kind of like, did you hear what you just said? And I'm like, nah. I'm like, what? He's like, that woman has been going to church for, she's 80-some years old. So she's been going to church for the majority of her life.
Right.
He said, but God chose your ministry.
Right.
To change her life. He said, you don't realize, he said, God chose what you do.
Yeah.
He said, so nobody else. He said, you imagine how many men of God done laid hands on, how many times he done prayed for her, but today she got set free.
Right.
And what God had to show me, God said, you don't have to be anybody else. All you have to do is be who I called you to be.
That's right. That's right.
And so I stopped trying to be anybody else, stopped trying to be any size of anybody else.
Yeah.
I concentrated on being who I was because God said, if you do what I tell you to do, I can give you what I want you to have.
And then you look at that right now, what you're doing right now, the way you're doing it right now, if you had the weight of having a 2,000 member church, you couldn't make that shift. I always say that
exactly
how much time it takes to turn a cruise ship around and how much time it takes to turn a speedboat around is night and day.
Yep.
It take 30 minutes to turn a cruise ship around.
Yep.
So
and I can turn a speedboat on a dime.
And go in
the
opposite direction.
And that has been one of the greatest things about my ministry, because when God tell me to do something, I'm like, this is what we doing.
Right. Period.
And we have been able to have a blessed ministry like that. And I've had a blessed life. And the thing about it is, I used to think, this guy's got 2,000 folks and he drives this and he lives here. And God said, if he got it from me, then what difference does it make how big your ministry is?
Yeah.
And people look at me and I got a ministry of this size and I drive this and I live in this because I got it from God.
But you know what? Here's the thing, and I think that goes back to the topic too. What is all? If you've got a 800 square foot house, and it's paid for, or you pay your bills, and you have a healthy marriage, and you're healthy in your body, and if you got one child or two children or whatever that is, and you may not have a bunch of money in the bank, but you have what you need, and you're able to go and do some things from time to time. If you're not focused on what everybody else is doing, you'll be able to see the value and just how great what you have actually is. And sometimes I believe we're to your point, and all of us have been through that on some level. I guarantee you. You've looked at what somebody else is doing, or what you think they're doing, or what somebody else has, what you think they have, and you can get to despising what you actually have. And and I know myself personally, I've had several people at different times over the years. I call it trying me. People say something to me, man, when you see Steve Harvey, man, got all them shows, man, you ever get mad? That don't make you mad? I'm like, heck no. Number one, I'm not a hater. Like legitimately, I am not a hater. I literally love seeing other people win. Right. I don't care whether it's a comedian, actor, whether it's somebody who sell cotton candy, whether you got a barbershop, you teach school, you're a church, or whatever. I love seeing people win. That's the first thing, right? And then anytime I see some envy in myself from another comedian, I check myself on it. Because I recognize that'll fester, and then you'll start judging your success by what somebody else is doing. But something God showed me, and then Earthquake confirmed it for me. Earthquake is a comedian that I hope most of you know that. He just had a Netflix special. I used to open up for Quake. I used to do Quake's Comedy Club in Atlanta. He had one in Dallas. And Quake was around when Eunice and I first got together. And I saw Quake a few years ago in LA. Hadn't seen him at that point, like probably in 15 plus years. And he saw Eunice and I. We were at this club, and he said he stopped. He said, man. He said, y'all still together, man. He said, I remember when you first brought that girl backstage, and he said, man, y'all still together. He said this in front of both of us. He said, man, and she got you looking good, man. He said, man. He said that just floored him. Now I know how much money Quake make a night. I know Quake's success, but in that moment when he was telling me. And I don't remember all the things he said, but some of the things he did share about, relationships or whatever, he was sharing with me some of the ups and downs of life and some of the trappings of success. And let me tell y'all something. I said this the other day when I was talking about on Rodney Perry's podcast when he was talking about Will Smith. There is no amount of money, there's no check that I want to have that could make me comfortable with my wife sleeping with another man. Much less the friend of my son. I don't care how many hundreds of millions of dollars you got. Man, you can have all that.
Bruh.
Take all that money.
Prison ministry starts tomorrow.
Listen, not only prison ministry, but they're going to start me off in solitary confinement.
Exactly.
I mean, but so
I think, like you said, how many books of the Bible I'm gonna write on the Isle of Patmos?
Listen, brother. I think I said all that to say is you personally have to define what success is, and if your sister got a better job than you, or your brother got a bigger business than you, so what? If your cousin got a bigger church than you, so what? If your neighbor got a bigger car and a pool than you, so what? Let me tell y'all something. I'm living in the smallest house I've lived in probably 20 years, and I love it. it's a whole different level of peace.
Dude,
Yes, sir.
I make less money than I was making 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But all my bills are paid.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't owe nobody nothing. And I get up every morning and say, God, what we doing today?
Come on.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
My
So
wife
good.
is at home with me all day, every day. We go to bed when we want to go to bed. We get up when we feel like getting up.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, bruh? That's what you call freedom. And when the Lord say do something, that's what we do.
Yeah.
Come on, sir.
Peace.
Like Dale
Peace.
said the other day, that's success. Like you said, if I had a 2,000 member church, it's like, bruh, no, you don't even understand the headaches that come with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I ain't built too. And the funny thing is, like I said, and I ain't knocking nobody for that because I keep declaring Jason gonna have 20,000, but I'm not built for that. I'm not that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm a disciple one person at a time type of guy.
But you know what, Pastor Tuck, though? Here's the blessing of that. Here's the great benefit of that. The fact that you know that and that you're comfortable with that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? As I'm thinking about it right now, I know some of the skill sets that Jason has that will allow him to manage that.
Yes. Jason is built to pastor 50,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all think that.
All right. Go, Jason.
I receive it, I guess. Because I'm looking at me right now.
Jason, I'm telling you, Jason, you are built. Your mind works to run an organization that can absolutely handle all of that.
Yeah.
That's the way you built. You built for that. I'm not that guy. Mm-hmm. I'm not that guy. I'm a more technical guy. Like I said, I'm a more hands-on type of guy. I'm not built for that.
Yeah.
And I know that. And like you said, and knowing that makes the difference. It's just like when people sit around and like, ooh, look, he got a Bentley. He got a Porsche. He got this. Dude, look at me. I'm 6 foot 400 something. I'm like, dude, a Porsche ain't my car.
They got some
And that's
big
why I got a Hummer in my driveway. But I'm not going to sit back.
There you go.
I'm not going to be mad with Jason because he got a Porsche. It's like, what are you talking about?
And I think what it is, I think so many of us, and going back to the topic, I think so many of us we're defining all by what somebody else is doing, by somebody else's life,
what they have,
what somebody else has, and what you think all is, it ain't even all of that. And some of those people frustrate. Let me tell you something. It's to all the single ladies who yearn to be married, and I understand it. But guess what? It's some married women. They're like, it's a lot. Oh, Jesus, it's a lot. Having a bunch of kids or having 2 children or 1 child.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And being married to a man and what that comes along with. Hey, do you want all of that, or do you just want to have the ceremony? Do you just want to have sex? Yeah. Do you just want to have maybe some of the stability? Yes. All of which are great, but I'm saying they come with a package.
Yes.
They come with a price.
Yes.
All
You
the
ever-
ladies
you
out
ever-
there
Yes.
keep coveting folk like Michael B. Jordan. You don't know what it takes to be married to
You
a
don't
dude
know
of that
what it takes
stature.
to be married to a dude like that.
No, you don't.
What?
You don't
Especially
know-
when
you
he
don't know
making
what
all them
color.
videos with old dude.
And that's some
That headache right there.
Hey,
Like, what in the world's going on?
there's some suspect pictures. I'm literally gonna tell you. I need you gentlemen to cut that. That's what you need your uncle. That's why you need one old school uncle in your entourage. Your uncle. Hey, Mike.
Hey, turn the camera off. Turn the camera off. Hey, boy, come here. Come here. We ain't doing that.
We ain't doing that.
We ain't doing that.
Take
I don't
that.
care what your agent said. I don't care what your agent said. I don't care what the contract said. Give them their money back. Give them their money. Write them a check now. We gone.
Flower off your
Hey, look.
chest.
Look, one time
boy.
our church went to a baseball game years ago, right? And we started talking about old school songs, and then somehow somebody said something about Michael Jackson and En Vogue, and I started saying, "When I had this old nigga said, hey, we don't sing like that." We won't sing. I was like, you know what, sir? You showed enough right. My bad. I got caught up. I got it.
Right. I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
mean that.
He said we don't sing like that.
Let me tell you something. I
We
know
don't
some
sing
of
like that.
Some of them old school deacons, if they saw some of them red carpet pictures from the Oscars the other week, I know some of them were like, what? God, now hold on now. Is that Michael B. Jordan? Is that Donald Glover? Childish Gambino with them women clothes on? What's going on? Sir, they call that the new trend. That's the style.
Sir, that's Cam Newton. No, that is not. That is Cam Newton. That's not Mary J. Blige. That's Cam Newton.
Is that Cam Newton or Medea? Which one is that?
Yeah, they call that the devil. That's what that is.
Let me do some shout outs real quick. We ended on time today because we got a site visit. So we got my friend and my cousin, Pastor Kenny KK Law, cousin by marriage. That's Eunice's cousin, is coming to visit the studio today. So Pastor Law will be here in a little bit, and we have to get prepared for him. Let me shout out some of the room on Facebook. Michelle Hall is in the building. What's going on? Michelle talking about don't sing like that. Yeah, it is. Michelle says, say that, Doc. Jean Sanger the Stewart is in the house. What's up, Sister Jean? I ain't gonna.
Hey, Jean.
What did she say earlier? What's the Sister Jean said she don't do? It's something she said she didn't do. I was like, what? She said, amen, Pastor Tuck. I can relate. Earning less, but having so much more. There it is. Danielle Lake. What's up, Danielle? She said, I'm with you, Pastor Tuck. That's the true measure of success. Yeah, peace. Peace is the biggest measure for me, y'all.
There it is.
Greatest commodity on the planet.
It is.
You can't buy it.
There it is.
I tell dudes,
And I sure enough ain't giving it away.
Dudes who want to run these streets and run women, serve. Whatever you think you're getting out of them streets, man, peace, when you can just lay your head down, you ain't worrying about this. And, oh my God. Peace, peace, peace. Charlie Boy is in the house. What's up, Charlie Boy? Carolyn Jones is in the building over on Facebook. Joyce Brown is in the house. What's up, Sister Joyce? How you doing? Damon Williams. What's up, Damon Williams? Is in the house. Thank y'all so much. My Facebook family is back with the show. Pop Earls is in the building over here on Clubhouse.
Yes.
Leon is in the house. Kimberly Morgan is in the house. Thank y'all so much. Leslie Ashley is in the building. Leon, the Ox Show security guard. Thank you, Brother Leon. Let me see who else is in. Austin. Oh, no. I can't shout out Austin Academy. Austin and his family. LaShawna Lord is in the
Austin better
building.
get a life.
Austin staying. He coming with it too. He dropping them. Mocha Toss is in the building again. Y'all make sure y'all go and check out this show from last week where Mocha blessed us. We got to do a part 3 on that. I think we've done 2. We got to do a part 3 on what are we eating, because there's so much there. There's so much there. I'll do some more shout outs in a minute, but we got to start landing this plane. Let's go. I want to make sure I delve a little bit deeper into Donna's list, Donna's notes before we close out, because there was some really substantive information here, and it really blessed me. Donna, if you could drop down, talk about those 7. It was 7.
Right.
What was it?
I got
7 things successful women do to have it all.
I got a heart out. I gotta rock out.
Okay.
Love y'all.
Hey, love you too,
Love you,
bro.
Jason.
Thank you, sir.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Go ahead, Donna. 7 things successful women do to have it all.
To quote unquote have it all.
Okay.
So number 1 was they define success on their own terms, and I'm going to throw an 8th one in there too,
Okay.
but I'm going to leave that for last one.
All right.
They define success on their own terms. You know, you're not looking at what the Joneses have. You are doing these on your own terms. They choose where to invest their energy. Okay. They schedule their priorities instead of prioritizing their schedules.
Wow.
So they schedule their priorities. They make time for themselves because you have to regenerate.
Right.
You know, they set boundaries, which is a very important thing. They set boundaries. They accept responsibilities. They cultivate gratitude, an attitude of gratitude.
Right.
And I threw this one in there. You know and understand what God says about it.
Say that you might drop that just for a second, Donna.
Okay, you got it? You know and understand what God says about it.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. And no, that I want to go back through that list. That's so powerful. Let's go back. Let's start with your 8th one that you added. You know what God says about it. Unpack that a little bit more, because sometimes people are hearing what God said about it, but then judging that against career goals, judging that against what my friend and my girlfriend said. or my parents said, or whatever. Talk about that.
Well, I think that goes back to number one with knowing you have to define success on your own terms. What God says about it, you set that up for your terms as well. And you got to follow that. That's what you got to follow. You don't follow like you were talking about the latest and the greatest, because the latest and the greatest is going to be done in the next moment.
Yeah.
So you don't, you have to define you have to know and understand what God says about it. You have to define success in your terms as it relates to your journey and your walk with God.
Yeah.
I mean, that's to me is the most important.
Yeah. And going back to the list again, let's go back up. Going to number 7, which was they cultivate gratitude.
Yeah.
And gratitude really is something that I believe if you don't cultivate it, God has a way of reminding you.
Oh yeah.
And I'll never forget. I think I've shared this story before, but I'll never forget. I was flying back from somewhere one day, coming from a show, and I remember it was a Sunday, and I was in the airport on a layover, and there was a couple that had a child. And at the time, I was dealing with something with one of my children that really had me really just pissed off. Like I was in the airport seething. I was mad. And I was going back home and I was going to deal with this. And there was this couple, and this was many years ago. And there was this couple, and they had a child that I when I researched what it is, that child has cystic fibrosis. And I watched the mom and the dad. I get emotional thinking about it. They were on a cycle of about every maybe 90 seconds. One of them will get up and they would take this tube with air on it and they would suction out the child's lungs. The child was in a motorized wheelchair. The child was, it seemed to have some serious issues and deformities. And it looked like a child that was maybe 14. It was a smaller child that they had as well that was much younger. But I watched the mom and the dad, one by one, they would get up and just suction the child's lungs out. And then they would sit down for a minute. And then when the child would cough or make some more noise, they get up and I was like, oh my God. Because I sat at that gate, at that layover for like an hour or more, they did this for an hour straight. And what they told me was that's their life. That's their life. So whatever I'm dealing with as a parent, it pales in comparison.
That's right.
To what that family, who clearly is a loving family, has to go through every day, all day.
That's right.
And man, it made me feel like, okay, yeah, whatever I'm mad about, dude, get over it. Go back and deal with it. But all this anger and frustration you got, drop that, sir. Because could you deal with that? I'm sure if I had to, I would. But it's not my lot. And my heart went out to them, just sitting there. I was like, my God, what is that? I can't even imagine that. But I said that to say, a lot of times when we are judging somebody else's success or somebody else's life, or coveting what somebody else has, or we don't appreciate what we do have. I keep telling people all the time, I've said this in my family and I say this in different places. If you in America, if you on the couple of the lower thrones, okay, okay, on the ladder, you in the top 5% in the world. The poorest in America is you middle class in Africa. And I know some African people are like, no, wait a minute now. I know it's some.
Akintunde, what you saying? What you saying, Akintunde?
We are not all
Akintunde,
living.
you are a prince. You know you are a prince. You know you have 1,000 goats. So I don't know why you are talking like that.
Why you are talking like that? Yes. Akintunde.
I'm saying. I know Africa is not all living in the bush and not all rural places. What I'm saying is in America, you have an opportunity to change your circumstances and situation. Even if you got to deal with racism and all kind of other stuff and all kind of other struggles and sexism and all of that, I get it. But still, you can, if you really want it, you could get it. You can get it. So my thing is having that mindset of gratitude. We're probably not gonna get to all 7 of those again, Donna. That was a really good list, and again, we cut up real good today, Donna. So we didn't get to that through all that Donna had laid out for us to discuss. I think what we did discuss was substantive and had a lot of value. But we definitely have to do a part 2 on this because I think we have to really dig deeper into and drill down on what is all. Truly, what is all? That's what somebody said in the comments yesterday when I posted the video. Truly, what is all? And what are we judging all by? If we're judging all by these financial or these materialistic set of values or materialistic attributes, you misjudging this thing. You are misjudging this thing.
Definitely.
My God. Man, I think we got time for the Kingdom Business shout out of the day. Wrong bed. Wrong cue. Wrong cue.
Oh, cricket letter. Cricket letter. Yeah.
That is hilarious.
See? Cricket letter.
There we go. All right. Today's Kingdom Business shout out goes to Christian Wilson at Cross Kingdom here on Clubhouse. She's a mother, minister, associate pastor, intercessor, graphic designer. All right, Christian. Inspiring entrepreneur. That is custom apparel /embroidery. She's doing all of that. Cross Kingdom Apparel and Design is her company, and you can reach her at crosskingdomapparel.com. That's crosskingdomapparel.com. Cross Kingdom Apparel on other platforms, and she's Cross Kingdom LLC on Instagram. That is Christian Wilson. Thank you for joining us, sis. Our Kingdom Business shout out of the day. All right,
like she got it all.
Yep. All right, y'all.
Cricket letter. Yeah, cricket letter.
Donna said, cricket letter, cricket letter, I. Y'all, listen, we got to get up out of here. This was good, though. This is really good. Really, really good. Good stuff today. Today's Akintunde Show is brought to you by PB Promotionals. P&B Promotionals. Looking for promotional products and apparel? Look no further than P&B Promotionals. Place your brand and logo on just about anything with P&B Promotionals. Over 800,000 products. Hats, mugs, backpacks, bottles, cups, drinking glasses, lip balm, chewing gum, candy, and of course, t-shirts. P&B Promotionals is a nationally certified advertising institution. Log on to pnbpromotionals.com and start your order now. pbpromotionals.com. That's not PNB, it's pbpromotionals.com. Imprinting the best for less. P&B Promotional. Shout out to Pelham and Brenda Myers, the owners of P&B Promotionals and one of our sponsors here on the Akintunde Show. If you would like to sponsor the Akintunde Show to talk about your business, your ministry, your nonprofit, your growing small business, your idea, your product, your book, your service, give us a call at 1-800-280-0094. That's 1-800-280-0094. And as we get ready to expand, we have some great advertising packages available for you. Also, get ready for the brand new debut this coming up, Resurrection Sunday, also known as Easter Sunday, for the all new My Church channel. Yes. My Church channel will debut on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, YouTube, and across multiple social media platforms, as well as everywhere where you can get your favorite podcasts. The brand new My Church channel is going to be curated, led, and managed by Pastor Lewis Tucker. Pastor Tuck, Tell them about the channel, sir. Come on. Tell them about the brand new channel, sir.
On April the 9th, we're going to launch our own streaming network with programming such as The Word at My Church, The Man Cave, Women of Worth, Marriage Seer Training, Medicine for the Mind, The Heart of the Pastor, and the brand new Akintunde Show.
Yes.
So we're asking the whole Ox Show family to go download the channel. Simply search for the My Church channel on Roku, Fire Stick, Apple TV, or visit mychurchchannel.org. You can also download the My Church on the Go app on your iOS or Android store, on your tablet or smartphone. So spread the word. Let everybody know you want to get the My Church channel or the My Church on the Go app, because I'm telling you, it's about to be on and popping.
Yeah, it is, y'all.
Yes.
And just going back to the topic for the show, just thinking about what you're doing, Pastor Tuck, where you are right now, what you're about to do, and also the leadership that you're providing in this space. One thing I was telling somebody this other day, and of course you don't know this, I was telling them, talking about how technically sound you are because of your background as an engineer. And I was talking about how Pastor Tuck, like a couple of these platforms, I introduced Pastor Tuck to them, but then he now knows them better than I do. So his engineering mind, his mathematical mind, his technical mind is so sharp and astute that it's going to bless a lot of people who may be coming into this space unknown, to this digital space unknown, to this streaming media space unknown. And he's going to be a huge help. Let me tell you this right now. The body of Christ is going to be the largest contributor of original content across streaming and digital media in the very near future. Watch what I tell you. And you're going to need people who understand how to deal with these companies, how to deal with the technical side of it, and how to gauge, introduce, navigate, all of that. It is a challenge. And if you're not technically minded, and that's not a dig, trust me, it's not a dig, because I'm not. Some stuff I've learned, I have been forced to learn. But Pastor Tuck picks this stuff up way more. Why? Because he got a doggone degree in engineering. Because he has a mathematical mind. So that's going to be a blessing. So again, sir, if you had not had the experiences that you've had, the journey that you've had, you wouldn't be able to do what you're doing and what you're about to do. So
Amen.
Come on, everybody got to walk their walk and walk out their own journey. And I think that's whatever that all is for you, family, just go ahead and just literally pray, fast, talk to God about what all means to you, and don't judge yourself by somebody else's what you deem to be success. Trust me. Because success comes with a lot too. Jesus, my God. First Sundays is coming up, y'all. First Sundays is coming up, and we'll be back right here where I sit, right here in this very room, right here on. Let me get my First Sundays music. There we go. There we go. All right, First Sundays returns April the 2nd, showtime 6 o'clock p.m. Free wing start at 5. And this month, our special guest comedian is comedian Stefan Rakit, a.k.a. Stefan, and comedian Travis Link. They'll be in the house April the 2nd. Go ahead and get your tickets right now for First Sundays. If it's not just getting the ticket, but it also helps and supports us and all we do here at WF Media Studios, and it'll be a blessing to you. You can also watch online. We have a great, robust, high definition streaming service that we stream First Sundays live. So you can get your tickets right now. Log on to firstsundayscomedy.com. Go ahead and get those tickets. firstsundayscomedy.com. Man, this Friday I'll be in Atlanta, Georgia at Linked Up Church for the Love and Laughter Tour. And super excited to be back with Linked Up Church. Phenomenal ministry there. And they've been doing it for a long time, growing, and just an excellent ministry. And thank you to Pastor Joel and Pastor Victoria. We'll be back there on coming up this Friday. Linked Up Church, Love and Laughter Comedy Tour. Yours truly, Akintunde, will be in the building. Saturday, I'll be in Augusta, Georgia for 2 events. I'll tell you about those more on Thursday, give you the details on that. But I'll be in two different events, one in the morning, one in the afternoon in Augusta, Georgia. If you want to get more information about me, my schedule, if you want to book me for something, or just buy a ticket to one of the tour dates, one of the ticketed tour dates, because some are not ticketed, you can log on to IamAkintunde.com. IamAkintunde.com. Man, we're way over time. We are way over time, but it was good. I just had to stop the music. We're way over time. All right. Closing thoughts. 30 seconds or less. I'm gonna let Donna go last. Pastor Tuck, can women have it all? 30 seconds or less. Closing thoughts, sir.
Absolutely. But you got to hear God and do what he tells you, because you can't have it all right now.
Donna J. Thought sister, can women have it all?
Yes, they can. Yes, they can.
Okay.
And even where you start at. I'm single. I'm extended with my credit. I have to go to work every day for the man. My car is almost paid for. I'm still renting. But you know what? I have peace about it because I know what God says about it.
Yeah.
And I can have it all. And I'm going to.
You know what, y'all? You know, sometimes
So it doesn't matter.
we got to recognize that. Someone said earlier in the comments, all is relative, and you have to really just not judge yourself by somebody else. And
That's right.
even if you have failures in one area, success in another, which most of us are, most of us have some failures in one space and some success in another. And a lot of times you can allow the failures in this area to overshadow the success in another area. And normally that happens when you're judging yourself by someone else's standards and not God's standards.
That's right.
So no matter what that is, whether that's financial, whether that's marital, whether that's parental, whether that's educational, whether that's health, man, we all have a cross to bear. We all are working on something, even whether you see it or not. Whether you know it or not, we're all working on something. We're all processing something. So, but if you're looking at it wrong and you're seeing it and judging it and misjudging it, man, you'll be off. You'll be angry and frustrated and upset for no good reason at all. So just make sure that you are living by God's standards and not man's standards. And please, Lord, do not live by the standards of this culture. Let me say this right here. I promise you, we end it. Let me tell y'all something. The stuff that we focusing on today, listen. We are one natural disaster. We are one earthquake. We are one pandemic. We are one political or terrorist situation from shifting this country. And we got to recognize that. And when those things happen, they shift things back to a time that most of us never knew. So we have to really get back to some of these traditional values. We have to begin to value what God values and not live our lives by the standards of this world, because that stuff is fleeting and it won't hold up. Okay. I'm sorry. I had to get that in.
It's all right.
All right, y'all, we got to get up out of here. For real, for real.
Thank you, Leon Campbell. I saw that comment. He said I make a mean green bean casserole. Thank you, sir. Yeah,
It's mean too. It's mean too, Leon. It's
the
mean.
Lord is good. The Lord is good.
We ain't got time, man.
It's mean
Leon
too.
gonna drop that bomb just so we leave. Hey, family, that's Pastor Louis Sucker. That's Donna J. Jason Earls had to clock out. Listen, we love y'all. We thank y'all. We'll be right back here Thursday. Thursday, we're talking about when should Christians speak out? When should Christians stand up and speak out? It's a lot of stuff going on in the world today. Some stuff we quiet on. Some stuff we are silent on. Talking on, speaking on. And some stuff we dumbfounded about. Listen, let's talk about it. That's coming up Thursday. When should Christians speak out? My guest will be Pastor Chandler Bailey, who will be having and hosting his event right here on our WF Media Group stage right here in Columbia, South Carolina, coming up on Friday. So he'll be in ahead of his event, his Kingdom Business Network event. It will be Friday, this coming up Friday, Supernatural Success Secrets from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. right here at WF Media Group. And we're super excited about having Pastor Chandler and Prophetess Chanel and Minister Bianca Modo in the building. All right, that's coming up Friday. Pastor Chandler's my guest coming up Thursday. All right, fam, we got to get up out of here. We got another room coming up in just 3 minutes. We love y'all. We thank y'all. This is the Akintunde Show. And until next time, we're going to see y'all when we see y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Stop walking in front of the prophet.
Oh, yeah.